Hello everyone, Scoony 007 here bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game we have the 1 and 2 Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the 1 and 2 Colorado Rockies here at Coors Field. And here is the starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Leading off, the center fielder, Chris B. Young. Batting second, the first baseman, Chris Burke. Batting third, the second baseman, Orlando Hudson. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the left fielder, Eric Burns. Batting fifth, the catcher, Miguel Montoyo. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Mark Reynolds. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Justin Upton. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Stephen Drew. And on the mound, we have, and batting ninth, the pitcher, Mitcha Owens. On the mound for the Rockies, it is Mark Redman. Mark Redman, 2 wins, 5 losses, 7.54 ERA, 45.13 innings pitched, allowed 61 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 14 walks. Coors Field, -1 to strikes, nothing for walks, nothing for home runs. And with that, we are ready as Chris takes his stance in the batter's box, and Mark is ready, and we are underway. Here's the pitch. And that is 2-4. 2-4 blank. And that is going to be 4-6. And that is a fly ball out there to Holiday. Out number 1. Young was batting a .097 as an ERA. Chris Burke batting .500. Here is the pitch. And that is going to be 2-3. 2-3 is a blank. And that's going to be 6-3, and that's a ground ball to third. Out number 2. Orlando Hudson batting a .462, the pitch. And that is going to be 4-2. 4-2 is a question mark. That's going to be a single and a 1-4. That's a 3. And Orlando Hudson gets on with a single. That is a single past the pitcher. And that is going to bring up Eric Barnes. Eric Barnes batting a .167, the pitch. And that is going to be 6-5. 6-5 is a walk. That's a 12. That's a 1. They walk them. All right. So, runners on first and second as Miguel comes up. Strategy roll 17, 2 outs, infield at normal depth. And that's going to be 1-4. 1-4 is a strike. That's a 12. That's a 9. And they struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the Diamondbacks leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Colorado Rockies. Leading off, the center fielder, Willie Traverse. Batting second, the shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. Batting third, the first baseman, Todd Hilton. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the left fielder, Matt Holliday. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Garrett Atkins. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Brad Hallpie. Batting seventh, the catcher, Yorgvi Toraba. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Jason Nix. At batting ninth, the pitcher, Mark Redman. On the mound for the Diamondbacks, it is Mitcha Owens, who has 6 wins, 9 losses, 5.93 ERA, pitched 104.2 innings, allowed and 4 hits, 87 strikeouts, and 41 walks. And Owings is ready to start as Willie takes his space in the box. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 1-2. We're going to go to Coors Field at the ballpark. And that is going to be 3-5. 3-5. Ground ball past Burke. Past the first baseman for out number 1. And that is going to bring up Troy. Troy batting a .462 average. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 3-6. 3-6 is a strike. That's a 7. That's a 2. And they struck him out. And that is going to bring up Todd Hilton. Hilton batting a .231. The pitch. And that's going to be 2-1. 2-1 wild pitch. We're going to re-roll the die on that. And that is going to be 3-2. 3-2 blank. And that is going to be 1-3. And that is going to be a ground ball pass first for out number 1. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to after 1, score tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. It is Mark, Justin, and Steven due up for the Diamondbacks. Mark Reynolds batting a .462. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-5. 3-5 at the ballpark. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 3-6. 3-6. It's an HR with a 0. It's an HR 9. That's a 20. That's a 16. And Mark Reynolds leads off with a solo home run as he smacks that ball out of here. That ball's back and it's out of here. Whoop. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Hold on. We're going to redo that. Hold on. That was a home run. I misclicked on that, so we're going to take that back. We're going to give him that home run. The undo is, there we go. So it was here, but we're going to roll the dice. That's what we had. And that is what we had. It was a home run. I clicked on the D9. I meant to click the home run. We're going to give him the home run. There we go. Everything. Crisis averted. Crisis averted on that one. I did call it as a home run and I misclicked. So I awarded him the home run on that one. Mark Reynolds leads off with a solo home run. That's going to bring up Jason Upton batting a .214. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1. Home run chance on a 1-9. The 12 is too high. 6-2. And that's going to be a fly ball out there past Holpe. And that is out number 1. Stephen Drew batting a .231. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 1-5. 1-5. That's going to be a strike. That's an 8. The 20 is too high. So he doesn't strike out that much. 6-4. That's going to be a double star. And that's going to be a ground ball to Nix. Nix gets it, tosses over to Hilton for out number 2. Owens up. The pitcher. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 6-6. 6-6 is a strike. That's a 17. That's a 10. And they struck him out. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. 1 error for the guy recording. One error for the guy in the booth for misclick on that. But we go to the bottom of the second. It is Matt, Garrett, and Brad due up for the Rockies. Give me an E for that one. Here we go. Matt Holliday, a .615 average. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-3. 3-3 is a walk. That's a 14. That's a 10. And that is a base on balls. Take your base, Matt. So infield going to double play depth. We do have a hit and run. So that gives a -2 to all double play, ground double plays. All base runners get a +2. All home runs and walks ratings for the batters are cut in half. Lineouts and double plays, and if the batter strikeouts, resolve it as a regular steal. So that's how a hit and run works. We have a 6-2. Speaking of a strikeout, there it is. That's a 7. The 4. That's a 4, and he struck him out. And on that, Holliday takes second. So he struck him out. He struck out Atkins at the base. Holliday takes second. Infield still at double play depth as Brad Hallpie comes up. He's batting a .444 average. Strategy roll, 14. Rockies holding off on Strat. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-6. 6-6 blank. Over to Brad. 3-6. And that is a single pass Young. So let's see here. Holliday with a 6. That's a 5. He is going to advance home. And the Rockies tie the game up. At 1 run apiece. Hallpie on first. And that's going to bring up Jorvik. Jorvik, the cat, he's batting a .250 average. Strategy roll, 14. Infield still at double play depth. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-3, 2-3. Range play. We're going to check the ranges here. 1-6. Ground ball to the shortstop. That goes over to the shortstop. That goes to Drew. Drew's range is on a 1-2. That's a 5. So that's going to be that's going to be a single. And does Hallpie advance to third? No, he does not. He needs a 5 or a 6. His base run is a 3. So Brad gets the hold sign, does not advance. Infield at normal depth as Jason Nix. Jason Nix comes up. Strategy roll, 3. Rockies, hold off. In this case, 3 is not the magic number. And that's going to be 3-1. That's a strikeout. That's a 15. That's a 13. And they struck him out. And we get to the pitcher, Mark Redman. Here's the pitch. Strategy roll. 19. Rockies holding off. Infield at normal depth. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The pitch. 4-3. Blank. 3-2. Ground ball to Reynolds. And that retires the side. And that retires the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. After 2, it's 1-1. We go to the top of the third. It's going to be Chris and Orlando due up for the Diamondbacks. We go to the top of the order. Crispy Young, 0 for 1 in today's game. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 1-5. 1-5. Home run. That's an 11. The 14, too high. And that's going to be 3-6. That's going to be a pop-up to Atkins. And Atkins says, I got it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Chris Buke up, he's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 5-6, 5-6, strike. However, that's a 7. The 17, too high. And that's going to be 3-2, 3-2, fly ball out to the hall pie for out number 2. And here comes Orlando Hudson, who's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-1. 6-1, home run chance. 1-9. That's a 9. Orlando needs a 5 or less for that home run. It's a 2. And Orlando squares up, points to left field, takes a swing, and that ball is going back to the line. He goes, and Holiday goes back to the wall. However, that ball is out of here. Solo home run for Orlando Hudson as the Diamondbacks go up 2-1. And that's the second home run of this game for the Diamondbacks. 2-1. They have a 1-run lead here in the top of the third. And that is going to bring up Eric Barnes. Barnes walked his last time up. 1-1. Wild pitch. We're going to re-roll the die on that. Here we go. And that's going to be 3-4. 3-4. Possible error. And that's going to be 3-3. That's going to be a fly ball out there to Holiday. Holiday's error rating is on a 1-3. That's a 15. No error committed. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Willie, Troy, and Todd due up for the Rockies. We go to the top of the order. There we go. Willie Travis is 0 for 1. And that's going to be 6-4. 6-4 range play. And that's going to be 2-4. And that's going to be a single pass Hudson. Well, I should say that's going to be a single to Hudson. We have to check his range. His range is a 5. That's a 1. Hudson gets it, tosses it over to the first baseman for out number 1. And he makes a good play on that one. That's going to bring up Troy. Troy 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up at bat. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 6-2. 6-2 strike. 7. That's a 3. And he struck him out. And that is going to bring up Todd Helton. Helton 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-2. 3-2 blank. And that's going to be 1-3. 1-3. Ground ball to first base. Burt gets it. Makes the easy out. 1-2-3 go down. The Rockies go down. 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. As the Diamondbacks retire them in order. After 3, it's Arizona 2, Colorado 1. We go to the top of the 4th. It is Miguel, Mark, and Justin due up for the Diamondbacks. Mark Redmond can face 10 more batters before he is tired. And Miguel Montero is 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 2-6. 2-6 blank. And that is going to be 4-2. 4-2 fly ball out to the hall pie. Out number 1. Mark Reynolds. Reynolds 1 for 1 with a home run and an RBIs. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 1-3. 1-3. We go to Coors Field at the ballpark. And that's going to be 2-1. 2-1 is a single past Travers out there. So Colorado with a runner on first. And that's going to bring up Justin Upton. Infield at double play depth as Justin Upton comes up. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 6. So Diamondbacks holding off on Strat. That's going to be a 1-3. 1-3. Blank. That's going to be a 2-3. 2-3. That's going to be a single past the shortstop. And let's see, does Mark advance? Mark does not advance. He has a 2. He needs a 5 or a 6, so he gets the hold sign. As the Diamondbacks have runners on first and second, that's going to bring up Stephen Drew. Stephen Drew is 0 for 1. Here's strategy roll, 17. Infield at normal depth. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-6. 6-6 is a strike. That's an 8. The 19, too high. And that is going to be 4-3. 4-3. Fly ball out there to right field. Hall Pie going back. Makes the catch. And on that out, Reynolds will advance to third. As it's a BR rating. We checked that. It's 1d6 less than. That's a 1. He has a 3. He'll go to third. So the Diamondbacks now have runners on the corners as we bring up the pitcher. Owens is 0 for 1 with a strikeout already. Strategy roll, 19. Diamondbacks holding up. Here's the pitch. And there's a 5-1, 5-1. Hit by pitch. That's a 0. You can't get less than 0. Mark Bredman is a -4 on that hit by pitch rating. And that is going to be a 4-4. And Owens with a single pass third. That is going to bring Mark home. And let's see. Does Upton advance? He needs a 6. That is a 5. So Upton gets the hold. And the crowd does not approve. We go to the top of the order. It's Chris. Chris is 0 for 2. Strategy roll, 19. Here's the pitch. 5-5. That is a walk result. That's a 12. The 14, too high. And that's going to be 6-6. 6-6 is a fly ball out there to center field. Travers going back to the wall almost. Goes back, makes the catch, and ends the inning. Diamondbacks leave 2 stranded. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is Matt, Garrett, and Brad due up for Colorado. Matt Halliday has walked his last time up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 4-5. That's going to be a possible error on a throw. And that's going to be 2-4. Pop up to third. The first, no error there, and that is out number 1. Garrett Atkins, 0 for 1, struck out his last time up. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 5-4. 5-4, home run chance. 1-19, that's a 16. Atkins needs an 8 or less. And the 9? Over by 1. However, that's going to be a 1-3. 1-3 is a single past the shortstop. and Atkins is on with a single. All right, infield at double play depth. Rockies have a runner on first as Brad Hallpie comes up. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Strategy roll. 17. Rockies hold off. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5. 3-5 is a strike. That's a 13. That's a 2. And he struck him out. So the Rockies, Diamondbacks strike out 2. They leave right now 1 runner left on. And that's going to bring up Yorvit. Yorvit is 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. Strategy roll is a 6. Rockies, nothing. And that is going to be a 3-5. 3-5 is a strike. That's a 10. The 13, too high. And that is going to be 4-6. 4-6 is a single pass Burns. And with that, we're going to check for runner advancement. We have a 1-3 on the dice. So with a 1, we check the second die. That is the 3 is greater than. So the lead runner advances. If roll is high, trailing runner holds. And the 3 is not less than the 1. So the lead runner will advance on both of those. However, the trailing runner will hold. And Yorvit has a 2. That is a 3. He'll get the hold side. And the Rockies now have runners on the corners. And with that, they're going to bring the corners in. Jason Nix, strategy roll, 1. They're holding off. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 2-4. 2-4 blank. And that is going to be a 5-1. 5-1 fly ball to Upton. And that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the Rockies leave 2 stranded. After 4, it's Arizona 3, Colorado 1. We go to the top of the 5th. It is Chris, Orlando, and Eric due up for the Diamondbacks. Mark Redmond can face 4 more batters before he is tired. Here's the pitch to Chris. Chris is 0 for 2. And that's going to be 4-1. And Chris leads off with a single. So we have a 20 on the strategy die. That's going to be a pickoff. Mark does not have any for the pickoff for a bulk pickoff or pickoff error, but I'll still show it to prove it out. That's a 14. 1-5. That's a home run. That's a 16. That's a 5. And the 16 is too high. So nothing for the home run there. 4-5. And that's going to be a single past third base. So that's past Atkins. Burke gets the hold side. He needs a 6 to go to third. But he'll hold off on second. And once again, the Diamondbacks find themselves with runners on first and second. That brings up Eric Burns. Burns is 0 for 1 with a walk. Strategy roll, 17. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 1-2. 1-2 blank. And that's going to be 2-1. 2-1 is a single pass Travers. So let's see. Burke will advance home. He was on second. He gets a +2, so he has a 4. And that 2 is less than that for running. Hudson has a 2. He is equal to that 2, and he will go to third. and the Diamondbacks have a 3-run lead here in the top of the 5th, and runners on the corners too. So that is going to be a 19-19 is going to be a squeeze play. I haven't had one of these come up in a while in the replays so far. We do have a squeeze play. So here's the pitch. Runner infield at double play depth, and that's going to be 4-4. That's going to be a strike, and that is a fouled off. No, that is not going to be a redo attempt. And that is going to be I don't know why so that is going to be 3-4. That's going to be that's actually squeeze attempt. 9 that failed, so we said no on that. That's going to be a strikeout. No, I count the die roll on that. Sorry. I count the die roll on that one. That's going to be a 3-4. 3-4 is going to be a double. That was a fouled off ball. Now, I probably played that wrong. If I did, let me know in the comments section. And that is going to score another run. Eric Burns gets the hold sign. And Mark Reynolds comes up. He's 2 for 2. Home run, 2 runs and an RBI. Strategy roll, 19. Runners on second and third. Mark Redmond is now officially retired. They are going to let him finish pitch. What do we do with Mark? They're going to leave him in. He says if he lets another base runner on, they are going to pull him. So they did make that call to the bullpen to have them start warming up. 4-4. That's a strike. That's a 15. That's a 9. And he struck him out. So, 1 out. Runner is still on second and third. Infield at normal depth. And that's going to bring up Justin Upton. Upton is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5. 3-5 range play at Coors Field. It's going to be at the ballpark, so we're going to go to Coors Field. And that is going to be 4-2. That's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. And is he going to try to score? Yes, he is. And are we going to try for the auto out at first? No, we are not. So with that, ground out, runner on third. And that is going to be a 0 for that. Infield is normal. PNC always considered aid. With any range penalties, that's going to be a +1. The 5 is too high. Only plays for the infield or at home or at first if runner heads for home. If 1d6 is higher than the base, he is out, otherwise safe, and he is forced out at home. And that is going to advance Miguel here to third, and that's going to put the runner on first. So there we go. I still get messed up by the ground double play, so I will take my time and read that out and everything in these replays. I want to try to be precise with the rules and how the game is played. That's going to bring up Steven Drew. Drew is 0 for 2. Strategy roll, 19. 2 outs, runners on the corners, and that is going to do it for Mark Redmond. They are done. We are in the 5th. So Colorado is going to bring in Jason We're going to bring in Jason Hirish. All right, let's take a look at his stats here. He has an 8.31 ERA, only pitched 8 2/3 innings, allowed 15 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. So we're going to see what he can do here. Strategy roll is a 19. Here's the pitch. See what he can do. 1-5, range play. 1-5, fly ball to Holiday. Holiday's range is on a 1-3. That's a 4, and that's going to be a single. And that is going to score Miguel. Let's see, does Upton move? We have a 2, and that's going to advance Upton. That's an automatic lead runner advances. So we got to check for the trailing runner now. We have a 3, and that is going to be a 2. That is less than, and Drew will advance to second. Here in the 5th, Diamondbacks trying to put their mark on this game, and we go to the pitcher, Owings. Owings is going. They are going to let him take this hit. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 1, 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be 4-5. That's a single. That's going to score Upton, and Drew gets the come on home sign. And that's going to score another run. Owens on first, and 2 runs score on that hit. So real quick, we didn't take a look at the stats here of the pitcher that left, Mark Redmond. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings, allowed 10 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 2 home runs. So Owings is on. We're going to infield at normal depth. We go to the top of the order, and that's going to be Chris Young. Here's the pitch. And then it's going to be 4-5. 4-5. That's a single again. Owens gets the hold sign. So, and once again, the Diamondbacks now have runners on first and second. And we go to Chris Buke. Buke is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Here's the pitch. 2 outs, runners on first and second. That's going to be 2-5. That's going to be a possible error. And that's going to be 6-1. That's going to be a single to Atkins. Atkins' error rating is a 7. That's a 4. That's going to be an error. And that is a 1-base error. And that is going to score Owings home on that error. And that's going to move the runners up to second and third. Diamondbacks going to work here in the 5th inning as we go to Orlando Hudson. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-3 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Coors Field for this one. 4-6. That's a double. And with that, the Diamondbacks now up 11-1. Diamondbacks said, "You bring on a pitcher, we're just going." They are taking the Rockies to school here. Eric Burns, as the crowd boos with this. Eric Burns, he's 1 for 2. The crowd here at Coors Field not happy. 1-2-2. That is a walk. That's an 8. The 13 too high. 4-4. Ground ball to the shortstop. And no, we don't. And that's going to retire the side. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's going to be Jason, Willie, and Troy due up for Colorado. Jason here is they are gonna let him take this hit. Here we go. Owens can face 8 more batters. That's going to be 2-2. 2-2 is going to be a walk. That's a 1, and they walk him. All right, we go to the top of the order. That's going to be Willie Travis. Travis is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-2. 3-2, blank. 2-4. That's going to be a single past Hudson. And that's going to put runners on second and first. By the way, strategy rolls are turned off. Infield at normal depth. Troy Tulowitzki is up. He's over 2, struck out his last 2 times up at bat. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, 6-5, strikeout, 7. The 8 too high. And that's going to be 3-1, 3-1. Ground ball past Reynolds. And that is hit at third base. Will the defense try to force at third or go for the double play? They're gonna say no to that. So double play is a 2. That's going to be a -1 on that. We have a 3. And that's going to be to Hudson. Hudson's has a 4. Has a pivot of 0. No. Yeah, he has a pivot of 0 on this. So he's not going to do anything with that. So that is probably, yeah. So that's going to advance runners on second and third. We have a 3. Right at the third base, and that's going to be that. And the out is at first. 1 out, runners on second and third, and that's going to bring up Todd Helton. And he gets the bunt sign. He wants to bring at least one of these runners home. So he is going to take a hit. And that is going to be 4-4. That's a blank. By the way, strategy has been turned off. 1-2. That is a single past Burns. And Travis is going to get the wave to come on home. And that's a 4. That's a 2. It's less than. And the Rockies are starting to chip away at that lead. It is 11-3. And Matt Holliday is up. Holliday 0 for 1. Walk. And has a run scored in this game. Here's the pitch. To Holliday. 3-2. Blank. We go to Matt Holliday's card. 2-6. Double star 5. Fly ball to Burns. And that is out number 2, and that's going to bring up Garrett Atkins. Atkins is 1 for 2, struck out his last time up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-2. 3-2, blank. And that's going to be 3-6. 3-6 is a single past Burns. And with that, that puts runners once again on first and second. And we have a 5, so Todd gets the hold sign. Strategy still turned off. Brad Hallpine is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and an RBI. Here's the pitch. 4-4, blank. To Brad's card we go. 1-4, fly ball to Burns. And that retires the side. As Colorado leaves 2 stranded, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and they cut that lead down to 8. We go to after 5. It's Diamondbacks 11, Colorado 3. They are going to leave Jason in there. He can face 3 more batters, so they want to at least try to get 1 more inning out of him. And he will have to face Miguel, Mark, and Justin for the Rockies. Here we go, top of the 6th. And that's going to be 4-4. 4-4, home run. That's a 9. The 13, too high. 1-4, fly ball to center field. Travers gets that and gets the out. 1 away. That's going to bring up Mark Reynolds. Reynolds, 2 for 3 with a home run, a strikeout, and 2 runs scored already in this game and an RBI. Here's the pitch. 6-6. Home run. That's a 17. That's a 14. The 17, too high. 4-4. And that is going to be a fly ball out there to Travers for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Jason Upton, he's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Here's the pitch. 5-1, possible error on a ground ball. 3-6, ground ball to first. Error rating is in a 1-2. That's a 9, and that's out number 3. So 3 up as the Rockies retire them in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is Jorvik, Jason, and Jason due up. Jorvik is 2 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-1. 3-1. Strike. That's a 10. That's a 19. The 19, too high. And that's going to be 6-3. Ground ball back to the pitcher for out number 1. Jason Nix up. Nix is 0 for 2. Struck with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-4. 6-4. Range play. 2-4. Fly ball to Burns. His range is a 1-2. That's a 2. And he got the out. And taking a look here. Owings is tired. They're going to go out to the mound to talk to him. He says he can do it, and they give him the okay. Jason Harris, are they going to let him take this hit? No, they are not. So they're going to bring in Jeff Baker to take the hit. Jeff Baker batting a .250 average. Here's the pitch. He is pinch hitting for the pitcher. And that's going to be 3-5. That's going to be a strike. That's a 14. That's an 11. And they struck him out. All right. And with that, we go to the top of the 7th. Here we are going to bring in a new pitcher for the Rockies. And they are at the top of the order. So we want someone with a little bit of length here. We do have a left, right, right coming up. So they want to bring in a right-handed batter. So let's see. Colorado is going to bring in Louis Vizcaino to come in the pitch. Louis Vizcaino, let's take a look here, is 1 win, 2 losses, 5.28 ERA, 46 innings pitched, allowed 48 hits, 49 strikeouts, and 18 walks. Take a look at the stats here. Jason Harris pitched 1 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned run, ERA 6.92. So, with the Stephen Drew, so he is going to have to face Stephen, Michael, and Chris due up for the Rockies. For the Diamondbacks. Stephen Drew, he's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 4-2. 4-2 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Coors Field. And that's going to be 2-1. 2-1 is a single past Travers. And Stephen Drew leads off with a single. Owings, they are not going to let him take this hit. They are going to bring in Alex Romeo to take the pinch hit. Romeo, here's the pitch. And that's going to be 4-5. 4-5, blank. 3-1, that's a single past Hall P. Drew will advance to third. It's a +2, so he has a 5. He was a 3. He goes to 5. That's a 4 in the die, so that will move him to the corners. And infield now at double play depth as we go to the top of the order. Here's Chris. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 5-4. That's going to be a range play. 1-6. Ground ball to the shortstop. Rangers on a 1-3. That's a 5. And it gets by him, and he comes up, looks back, and Drew's already at home. And the Diamondbacks are up 12-3. So, Arizona with runners on first and second. Strategy rolls are turned off as Chris Buke comes up. He's 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-5. 6-5 is going to be a strikeout plus. We had 9. That's a 20. That's a 17. And they struck him out. 1 out as we now bring up Orlando Hudson. Hudson is 4 for 4. He's perfect today. A double, a home run, on 2 runs, and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be 3-5. That's going to be a question mark. And that's going to be a single on a 1-5. That's a 3. That's a single. And that is going to score Romeo. Alex Romeo is on second. Second to home is on a 1-6. He has a 1. He gets the hold. He gets the sign to come on home. Chris, however, has a 3. And he will not advance to third. He needs a 4-6. And as we take a look out here in the stadium here at Coors Field, and it looks like the fans are starting to leave as they are very upset here. Eric Burns, he's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. They are going to leave Lewis in. They want to see what he can do. 2-1, that's a strike. That's a 7. That's a 12. 12 is too high, and that's going to be 3-1. That's going to be a double star. A fly ball to Travers. And that is 2 outs. Chris Young, we subtract 3. That's going to be a 0. He gets the hold sign. And that is going to be Miguel Montoro up. He is 1 for 4 with a double, a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 4-2. That's going to be at the ballpark. And that's going to be 5-6. 5-6 is a double pass hall pie. And that is a 6. Lead runner advances. Hudson will go home. And the trailing runner is thrown out. And that Sing, take me out to the ball game. So Arizona is ahead as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Here in Colorado, we have a right, left coming up. And where are we at in the order for Colorado? So they're going to bring up Leo Rosales. And let's take a look here. Leo, 1 win, 1 loss, a 4.20 ERA, 30 innings pitched, so 32 hits, 18 strikeouts, and 12 walks. Let's take a look real quick at the stats here. Mitch Owings pitched 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts on the day, 4.50 ERA. And let's take a look at the box score and see where everything stands. Colorado having a big 5th inning, scoring 8 runs on that. And, Arizona scoring the 8 runs. Colorado came back and scored 2. However, in the top of the 7th here, Arizona scored 4. They have 15 runs on 20 hits. No errors so far. Colorado, 3 runs on 7 hits. Only 1 error. They've only scored in the 2nd and in the 5th. So we go to the top of the order, and it's Willie Travers. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 1-2. 1-2 is going to be a possible error. And that's going to be 2-2. That's a line drive back to the pitcher for out number 1. Rosales gets that, throws it over to first. Out number 1. That's going to bring up Troy. Troy is over for 3. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 4-2. That's going to be a range play. 5-4. Power hit. Past Young. That's a 5. And that's going to be a fly out to center field. However, his range is a 1-4. That's a 1. So he does get the play, and he goes all the way back to the wall. Yep, he had a hustle all the way back to the wall on that one. 2 outs. That's going to bring up Todd Helton. Helton is 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 1-2. That's going to be a possible error. And that's going to be 1-6. And that's going to be a double for Helton. However, that's going to be an 8. Upton's error rating is at a 1-14. That's an 8. That's an error. And that is a 1-base error. So he turns the double into a triple. And that score that one as an E-9. Matt Holliday. So the Rockies now have a runner in scoring position. Matt Holliday up. Holliday 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 5-1. 5-1 strike. That's an 8. The 9, too high. And that's going to be 2-1. That's going to be a single pass Young. As the Rockies score another run, it is now 15-14. They cut the deficit down to 9. And that's going to bring up Garrett Atkins. Atkins is 2 for 3 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. 2 outs. Runner on first, infield at normal depth. 6-6. That's a walk. That's a 7. That's a 4, and they walk them. All right, they're going to go out to the mound real quick to talk to him and calm him down, and they do. That's going to bring up Hallpie. Hallpie is 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout and an RBI. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-1. 3-1's a strike. That's a 13. The 15, too high. 5-2. Question mark 8. Power hit too young. That's a 12. That's going to be a triple. And with that, Holliday and Atkins scores. Hallpie goes to third on the triple. It is now 15-6. And once again, the Rockies trying to come back and win this game as Jorvit comes up. Jorvit is 2 for 3 on the day. Leo is now tired. 6-4. Strikeout. That's a 10. The 12, too high. 5-1. Double star 1. That's going to be a ground ball to the to second base to Hudson. Hudson gets it, throws it over to Burke to end the inning. Let's take a look here. No, we do not need to change anything on that. So 3 runs. 3 hits, no errors. After 7, it's Arizona 15, Colorado 6. We go to the top of the 8th. It is Mark, Justin, and Steven due up for the Rockies. Luis Vizcaino is tired, so they do make that call to the bullpen. And we have a right, left coming up. So they are going to bring in... They're going to bring in Steven Register to pitch. Steven Register, let's take a look here at his stats. 9 for the ERA, 10 innings pitched, allowed 13 hits, 8 walks. 13 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 5 walks. We'll take a look here at the stats for Lewis. Lewis pitched 1 inning, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 strikeout, ERA of a 36. All right, here's the pitch to Mark. He will have to face Mark, Justin, and Steven. And that is going to be 6-2, 6-2, strikeout plus. That's a 27. That's an 11. And he struck him out. Jason Upton is 1 for 4 today with a run scored. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 6-3, 6-3, strike. That's a 13. That's an 11. And he struck him out. 2 away. And that's going to bring up Stephen Drew. Here's the pitch. Drew, 2 for 4 on the day with 2 runs and an RBI scored. 4-1. That's a strike. 7, 16 too high. 4-2. Fly ball to Holiday. And that retires the side as the Rockies retire the Diamond. As the Rockies retire them in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is Jason, Steven, and Willie due up for Colorado. Leo Rosales is tired, so they did make that call to the bullpen. And we have a right coming up for the Diamondbacks. So the Diamondbacks bring in let's see, they're going to be at the pitcher on the next rotation there. They are going to bring in Tony. They're going to bring in Juan Cruz. Yep. So Juan Cruz is going to come in and pitch. Juan Cruz ERA of a 9.0. He has 1 loss, a 9.0 ERA, pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. All right, here's the pitch. He's going to have to face Jason, Steven, and Willie. Before we go on, let's take a look at the stats here for Leo. Leo pitched 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, no ERA. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-6. 2-6 is a range play. And that's going to be 4-1. 4-1. Fly ball to Upton. Upton's range is in a 1-3. That's a 2. That is out number 1. As we now go to the pitcher, Steven Register, who is not going to take this hit. They are going to bring in Clint Bermans to pinch hit. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be 4-5. And that's going to be a strikeout plus. And that's going to be 6-6. That's a double star 4. And that is a fly ball out there to Upton for out number 2. We go to the top of the order. Willie Traverse. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 3-4. 3-4. Walk plus. That's a 20. We add 10 to that. That's a 20. That's a 3. And they walk him. Troy Tulowitzki is up. He's 0 for 4. Here's the pitch, the shortstop. And that's going to be 2-4. 2-4. Strikeout plus. That's a 17. That's a 17. And they struck him out. So, yep. So we have a right coming up. And they're going to bring in Matt. I want to make sure I'm bringing in the right person. Got to check my database here. And it's Matt's already played 2. How about Ryan? Ryan's played 1. Alberto. Yep, and no, I mean, we're close to the end here. Bowie. They're going to bring in Jason Grill. Jason Grill, 3 wins, 3 losses, 1 save, 3.0 ERA, 75 innings pitched, allowed 67 hits, 69 strikeouts, 31 walks. And let's take a look at the stats here. Steven Register pitched 1 inning allowed only 2 hits. All right. Jason Cruz not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Jeff Salazar. Let's see. Atkins is going to come out at third base. So they're going to make some changes here. They're going to bring in Ian Stewart to play third. And Hall Pie is also going to come out as well. So that is right field. And they're going to bring in Seth Smith to take over in right field. And they're done with making those changes. We go to the top after. So it's no runs, no hits, no errors for the Rockies. We go to the top of the ninth, but will we see some ninth inning magic? It is one Chris and Burke due up. Here's the pitch. Well, Jeff Salazar pitch hitting for the pitcher. That's going to be 3-5. That's going to be a question mark. Double star and a 1-14. The 19, too high. Salazar, 6-2. Power hit to Travers. That's a 20. That's going to be a fly ball out. 1 out. We go to the top of the order. And we're going to go to Chris in just a second here. Let's take a look at the box score. After 8 innings of play, there was a both shutout in the 8th inning. It is Arizona 15, Colorado 6. They scored 3 in the 7th there. Okay. So Colorado scoring in the 2nd, the 5th, and the 7th. Arizona scoring in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 7th inning. They weren't letting up, too. I'll tell you that. Arizona, here's the pitch to Chris Young. Chris Young's 2 for 5, 5-2. Walk plus, that's a 22. That's a 13. And they walk Chris. And that's going to bring up Chris Buke. Buke, 2 for 5. Here's the pitch. 6-1. Range play at Coors Field. 3-4. S+7. That goes to Holiday. That is going to be a successful range. And Chris holds on that. So we go to Orlando Hudson. Hudson, 5 for 5. He's been perfect all day throughout this game. 4-2, strikeout. That's an 8. That's a 6. And he struck him out. All right, they are going to bring in Chad Quells to close this game out. Quells. 1 inning pitched, 1 strikeout. No, 2 strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Diamondbacks. It is Todd, Matt, and Ian due up. Todd Helton is 2 for 4. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 2-4. 2-4 is a walk. That's a 16. That's a 13. And they walk Todd. And with that, they're going to bring in a pinch runner. They're going to bring in Dexter. Dexter Flower is going to be a pinch runner. And that is going to bring up Matt Holliday. Here's the pitch to Holliday. Holliday 1 for 3. And that's going to be 6-3. 6-3 is a strike. That's an 8. That's a 6. And they struck him out. 1 away. Ian Stewart up. Here's the pitch. Stewart 0 for 3. Oh, 3-3. That's a blank. 6-2. And that's going to be a ground ball to Reynolds. And that's going to be a double play to end the game. And that's a double play. And the Diamondbacks defeat the Rockies 15-6. Final line score coming right up. Arizona really clinching the win here in the Mile High City. Arizona 15, Colorado 6. Arizona 15 runs on 20 hits, only 1 error. Colorado 6 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. Your winning pitcher today is Mitchell Owens, the loser. Mark Redmond draws the loss. And Mark Reynolds with a home run and Orlando Hudson with a home run in today's game. Let's take a look here at the stats. Mitchell Owens picks up the win. He pitched 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 4.50. Mark Redmond draws the loss. He pitched 4.2 innings, allowed 10 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs, and ERA of 13.40. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Coors Field here in Colorado. And until next time, if you like what you see, give the video a thumbs up on the way through the turnstile. And until next time, I'm Scooney007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.